Welcome back. This last one, you need to have done a few of the others at least, or at least be a little bit warmer for it, because it involves a little bit more mechanics of the legs. So, if you can get your feet into a nice split stance, or before you do that, just check that you can pelvic tilt standing. So remember that feeling of a neutral pelvis or vertical, and then you stick your bottom back to neutral, or you're tucking under like if you sat and you get a really flat back, which both of them extremes ain't good. So I just want to make sure we can find that lovely motion in the pelvis and practice that one, and know where that pelvis is in space. You know, I keep going on about it, but it's really important. So we take a nice split stance, which helps to improve that pelvic tilt a little bit more. So one leg back, one leg forward. And you can do this with your shoes on or without, but just feel how vertical that pelvis is. So if you know that you're sticking that bottom back a little bit, it's not going to do a lot for the hip flexors, so just tuck under so that you're in neutral. And you should feel a little bit of a stretch there. Just sink down into your hips for a bit. You know, see how the balance feels? And then the leg that's at the back, the same arm goes into the air. So you've got this lovely long stretch which incorporates a bit of the psoas muscle as well. Whoops, I'm falling over. So that's because my son put his arm up and leaned over and I went with him. So if you take your arm up, think about what you're doing here. So you're getting some lovely breath into this, the intercostal muscles in the rib cage. Great for the lymph system, all the movement that goes up and down the body. You can reach down the side of the leg as well, so you've got a side bend. You can really reach back as well and just see what's going on there. Yeah, but predominantly working the hip flexor, so don't go bonkers if you can't get the lower body yet. Changing legs, toe back, tuck under a little bit, see if you can sit in your pelvis. Any difference between the left and the right side? Can you feel one hip higher than the other? Yeah, could be quite different, yeah, how tight they are. And then whichever leg is at the back, you take the same arm up. So you're reaching up over the head here. And imagine as you take each breath, the rib cage expanding, contracting. You're getting loads of space there. Great one to keep the lungs nice and free and healthy, and that space in the lymph. And arms come down, just relax for a second. Okay, so without too much weight in there, just step back and just see if you can get the arm up at the same time. So it's like a really strange walk. And then we'll switch legs, switch arms. Excellent, once more each time. Tuck that chin, reaching up, reaching down if you've got the time, if you've got the energy, if you've got the space in the hip. But already it's starting to feel a little bit easier. Yeah, so I would do that one on a regular basis. Really great for the pelvis and the hip flexors. Okay, and the second exercise is just that little weird pattern on the floor. We won't do them all, but if you've got a clock in your mind, think of just slightly stepping out to the side. So it's about 5 past the hour for me there. And then that same leg, I'm going to go out to the quarter past, and I'm going to sit in that lovely big squat, which I keep talking about. And then a little bit of a transverse move, so you're taking it to 20 past the hour, so a bit more of a wider belly movement here. So I just do them 3. So I'm going to try the other side. So 5 past the hour, or 5 to the hour, feel the difference. And then we step out to the side, which I've got a lot of room with. We sit in that squat, and then maybe into that transverse position at the back. So we've had to turn his body to get into that weird squat. So have a bash with, you know, them different movement patterns for your hips. It's all the same as we did earlier with the hip movements. And if you don't like the lunges, you know, copy me now, just do a little bit of hip rotation. Imagine you placing your hip into them positions. But don't just be sitting square on the sofa. Make sure you get your open hips, your cowboy movements going, one at a time. Keep us nice and fresh for when I see you next. And thank you, as always.